Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Skal en togton. Wow.
Tonight's footage comes from Riolet, a TikTok creator recognized for their wide variety of lifestyle content covering travel music, trending challenges, and day-to-life clips. But on December 4th, 2023, during what was supposed to be a calm, solo camping trip in a public forest, the evening took a dark and unsettling turn. What began as a quiet night beneath the trees quickly unraveled when a man appeared at the campsite, aggressively insisting the land belonged to him.
I'm leaving.
I wanted to camp in a forest, but a crazy guy is trying to burn my tent. Watch what he's gonna do. He's angry because he thinks it's his forest and he doesn't want anyone to sleep here. But it's not. It's a public forest. And it's not over. Look at what he did after that.
I wanted to leave and I picked up a few things and started walking towards my car, but it completely ruined it.
Oh no. Hey, please, I'm leaving.
Ritiel maintained it was public property, yet the stranger argued otherwise, making it clear outsiders weren't welcome. Things escalated rapidly. The man grew threatening and disturbingly began dousing the tent with gasoline while warning he would set it ablaze if Rel didn't leave immediately. Terrified, the camper grabbed a few essentials and rushed toward the car, only to find it had already been damaged, likely by the same individual. The situation worsened when the man allegedly pursued Ritiel through the forest, shouting and swinging a bat. Thankfully, the camper escaped unharmed. Still, the incident left a lasting impression and a chilling example of the risks solo adventurers can face. Whether the man was intoxicated, unstable, or something else entirely remains unknown. What is certain is how quickly the encounter shifted from heated words to a direct physical threat. It underscores how unpredictable public spaces can be, and how even seasoned campers aren't immune to danger. What would you have done in that moment? Would you confront the threat or get out as soon as possible? Share your thoughts below, and remember to be cautious when camping alone in unfamiliar places. Claire's a seasoned solo camper and a single mom who usually films serene outdoor adventures, quiet strolls through the woods, and calm nights under the stars. Her content typically carries a soothing atmosphere with beautiful nature scenes. But this time, she decided to take a different route. For Halloween, Claire chose to set up camp near an abandoned church, one tied to grim stories of supposed satanic rituals, and even a murder that still lingers in local memory.
Trying something a bit different today, so I'm going to be camping at a church with a history of satanic ritual and witchcraft. So yeah, this is Wild Bear coming to you from Clop Hill. Up bones and all sorts from graves. There's been a murder down on A6, known as the A6 murder. That's the road just over there, I believe. So yeah, lots has happened here, and understandably the church has been closed for overnight visitors, and there are cameras and alarms everywhere. So I've been up to have a look at the church, and I'm staying somewhere nearby where I feel like I won't be disturbed. Yeah, I like this little bit of woods. I don't think I'll be disturbed here. I'm going to do a bivvy today, so really stay off. I've not got another shelter rains, just a bivvy, so I think
because the church itself is tightly secured with alarms and cameras, Claire pitched her tent in a nearby wooded spot. While waiting for nightfall, she read up on the region's unsettling folklore accounts of desecrated graves, eerie figures, and persistent rumors. One of the more talked about claims was an old video allegedly showing a hooded person near the church years earlier, fueling local tales of hauntings.
noises. I can't report of anything so far. While we're on the subject of weird stuff, there is a controversial video of what is claimed to be a ghost in St Mary's Church, taken in 2016, and it shows a like black hooded figure walking past the door of the church. So if you Google Clophill Church monk ghost, I'm sure that will come up. And it's a really creepy video actually, but you know, that could quite easily have been staged. So, but for you guys that like the ghost stuff, have a look at that. So that's quite fun.
As darkness settled in, Claire explored the area, cooked dinner, and eventually crawled into her sleep setup, hoping for a restful night. But as she lay back, a new tension took over.
Okay, I've lost my bed. How have I lost my bed? Okay, that's not even funny. Right, okay, I'm trying not to get disoriented. Where did I come from? There's the moon. So pretty. Good night, wild ones. See you in the morning. See the red eyes over there? I'm just gonna assume they were deer eyes. Freaky. Really freaky. I don't like the red eyes.
Strange noises echoed through the woods, and then suddenly she noticed what looked like glowing red eyes peering at her from the tree line. She tried to dismiss it, saying it could have been deer reflecting her red headlamp, though her voice betrayed unease.
I keep telling myself it's just because I had my red light on my head torch, that's why the eyes look red. And if I had the white light on, they would have just been white, because they're just deer eyes.
The eyes didn't move, they didn't blink, and for a moment, it felt like something or someone was fixated on her. Perhaps it was only wildlife reflecting light. Still, Claire's discomfort mixed with the location's dark reputation brought an added layer of dread. Even experienced campers can't escape how places steeped in folklore can twist perception. Was it just a reflection and nerves at play? Or did Claire find herself closer to something unexplainable than she imagined? Share your thoughts on what you believe those eyes belong to, and whether you would have stayed the night. This footage comes from a YouTube channel centered on rural living, covering everything from hunting and animal encounters to maintaining private property and boosting land security. On September 27th, 2021, during a solo bow hunting outing on his own acreage, the landowner faced one of the most unsettling moments a hunter can experience. A gunshot echoing from within what should have been untouched woods. Startled but steady, he gathered his gear and cautiously made his way toward the source of the sound. Before long, he spotted a younger man carrying a rifle and walking through the forest.
Hey!
Choosing not to escalate, the landowner approached and spoke with him calmly.
How you doing? You a neighbor down here? I said, are you a neighbor down here? Do you live up this road?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I own all through down here. I actually don't mind people crossing through here out of hunting season. It looks like you're probably doing some squirrel hunting.
Oh, no, I didn't honestly.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in. But yeah, I do a lot. I basically bought this property to deer hunt, and it's the first day of deer season. So I'm down there bow hunting. I heard the rifle go off down there a little ways. And I had a group of deer in here, and as soon as that gun went off, they were gone.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I own from the pipeline all the way down to just about a little further past where you were as far as you can see.
You bought all Kevin's property.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. There's some big deer in here.
Yep.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. From now all the way through pretty much about the end of, what would it be, February, we'll be down there hunting pretty hard. That's when deer season pretty much goes out. Like I say, I know you guys walk along through the creek here, and I don't mind through the summer and stuff like that. But yeah, during hunting.
If I didn't know deer season was in, I wouldn't even been walking through here.
Yeah.
Man, that's my bad.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like I say, yeah, we'll be hunting pretty heavy through. That's the reason I bought this property, just straight for deer hunting.
There's some monsters in here, man.
Yep.
I've been hunting one for about 3 years now. It's pretty big.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, if you want to just finish your way down through there, I imagine, and then, like I say, when you come back, if you don't mind just taking the road back. All right, man. I appreciate it. Take her easy.
Jason, by the way.
Yeah, I'm Joe. All right, man. Have a good one.
He explained that the entire area was private property land he had purchased specifically for deer hunting. The sudden gunfire had scared off nearby game, disrupting the hunt he had planned for weeks. The young man, apparently unaware of the property lines and hunting rules, apologized and agreed to leave without resistance.
Well, definitely know what the gunshot was now. He, I believe, lives up the road. Try to be lenient with the kids, because I know what it's like. I was a teenager. I like to run around, be in the woods as well. But he's got to understand this is deer season now. That's why I bought this property. I drive down here 2 hours one way, 4-hour round trip. Don't get down here near as much as what I would like. So when I get down here, the last thing I want to see is people walking down through the property. So, I don't know if you can hear the audio. I'm trying to work with the kid. I told him, the end of February or so, that's when deer season will pretty much be over. Through the summer, if they want to walk up and down that creek bed, that's fine. Don't have a problem with it. But when it comes hunting season, that's when it becomes a problem. So, the bad part is I thought the kid was squirrel hunting. He had a .22 rifle. And he didn't even know it was squirrel season. So I don't really know what he was shooting at. I told him to walk down the road on his way back through. So let's hope he listens to that. But you try to be nice to the neighbors. That way you don't have any issues, which I've had a lot of issues so far. As you guys know that follow the channel, with break-ins on the camper and the shed. So hopefully being the nice guy this time will keep me from having those issues. And the bad part is, if the kid walked from where I thought he did, he had to walk right by the camper and my truck and trailer and see it all right there. In my thought, I would have turned and went the other way, but I don't know. Well, let's try to enjoy the last hour of our hunt here.
Although the encounter ended quietly, the landowner was left uneasy. He considered how common these situations become during hunting season, when public and private borders often overlap. Having already dealt with trespassers and past break-ins, he knew even unintentional mistakes can lead to dangerous outcomes. While the teen may not have meant harm, it's a clear reminder of how confusion and unclear boundaries can create serious risks, especially when weapons are involved. The hunter's calm response reflected good judgment and respect for community ties, but it also showed how unpredictable hunting season can be. What would you do if an armed stranger stepped onto your land? Remain collected like this hunter, or take a firmer stance? Share your thoughts below. And remember, in the woods, the greatest danger isn't always the noise you hear, but what lingers just out of sight. Picture a cool morning in Provo, Utah. The first light of day spills across the valley as jogger Kyle Burgess sets out on what he thinks will be an ordinary run along quiet mountain trails, unaware he's about to face one of the most unforgettable wildlife encounters ever caught on film. At first, everything feels routine. The trail is calm, the air crisp. Then, Kyle notices movement ahead. A small creature on the path. Believing it might be a bobcat kitten, he pulls out his phone to record, but it isn't a bobcat. It's a young mountain lion. And where there's a cub, the mother is almost certainly nearby. Moments later, the adult cougar emerges, and instantly, Kyle finds himself in a dangerous standoff with one of North America's top predators. Alone and exposed, he begins retreating, keeping his body large and his voice loud in hopes of scaring it off. But the cougar refuses to break away. It shadows his every step, lunging forward, eyes locked on him. At one point, Kyle briefly looks down to avoid stumbling, and the animal seizes the moment, rushing toward him in a sudden charge. For 6 long minutes, the tense encounter continues. Finally, Kyle grabs a rock and hurls it in desperation. The move works. The cougar spins and vanishes into the brush, leaving Kyle shaken but alive. Experts say mountain lions are fiercely protective of their offspring. They believe Kyle's steady retreat, refusal to run, and constant eye contact likely prevented tragedy. His composure under pressure may have saved his life. But it leaves a haunting thought. How many others have crossed paths with predators on remote trails and never made it back? If this encounter unsettled you, you're not alone. And before we wrap up, here's a quick bonus to thank you for your support. Something wild is coming next. Imagine a bright afternoon in Colorado's Rampart Range, part of the vast Rocky Mountains. This area is a haven for outdoor lovers, especially mountain bikers, weaving through the trails of Pike National Forest. But beneath the beauty of the landscape, a disturbing threat has slowly taken hold, transforming a peaceful trail system into something far more sinister. For years, riders enjoyed the paths without concern, never realizing that danger was creeping in. At first, it went unnoticed, but by 2019, the frightening reality came to light.
Ти види това? Добър сон снимал, идиот. Мамо и не. Ама аз късно нож да ми споръчилат по стик. Те ти сдържа, старите наравно. Клоп! What the fuck is this? What this shit, man? Mes da je uzeo, stari. A mislila da bi pokritu počeo. najbolj to ni ilegalno, a ne, pač nekoga treba stopiti. Tam pač imam nek čuda načina, ne. Najbolj, da bi puško gor navezal, stari. To se pa kar nam zgodilo, ne moram verjeti.
That year, a story spread online that shook the biking community. A mountain biker shared that a former classmate had been killed while riding. The cause? A thin wire strung across the trail at head level, a trap clearly meant to maim or kill. The internet erupted with outrage, shock anger, and demands for justice-filled comment sections. Many called it nothing less than an attempt at murder. Even more unsettling was that this wasn't the first case. In 2017, 2 motorcyclists caught a similar wire on video while riding another trail. Luckily, they weren't injured. Still, it was clear someone had placed it deliberately. Speculation followed. Some pointed to frustrated locals, upset by the noise and traffic near their property. Others believed it was a targeted attack on trail users. These hidden traps left a heavy mark on the biking community. What was once pure adrenaline and freedom now feels like a gamble with survival. Riders inspect every bend, every shadow for something that could end their ride or their life. Some think it's the work of a lone individual, while others suspect multiple people. The fact that incidents happened years apart and in different areas hints at a larger pattern. But with no arrests, the truth is still a mystery. Could someone still be planting these traps, waiting for the next unsuspecting rider? And if so, how many other close calls have gone unseen? If that story unsettled you, what follows might just be one of the most dangerous encounters ever recorded. In March 2023, a man named Gary and his daughter Amma set out for a walk in the remote Tensmere forest of northern Scotland. What began as a simple day in nature quickly turned into something far more unsettling. As they moved deeper into the woods, Amma mentioned she could hear faint voices in the distance. Curious, yet uneasy, the two stepped off the main trail to investigate. But what they discovered wasn't another hiker or even a campsite. Instead, they stumbled upon something deeply disturbing.
We just stopped and had a look in these woods. Look at how scary that is. Put the torch on. Here's even one on the ladders.
Oh, there's someone lying on the ground. Without
Falling over. Look at the one on the ladders going up the tree.
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
What about the washing line over there to the left? Yeah, there. Keep it there. That is weird, isn't it?
One over there that is there's a doggy there.
Scattered among the trees were dozens of mannequins, each dressed in odd, mismatched outfits and positioned in strange, lifelike poses. One leaned against the ladder, another sat slouched over as if frozen mid-motion. A crude clothesline stretched nearby, making the scene feel even more unnerving. Not far from the mannequin stood a dilapidated wooden cabin, its exterior walls covered in eerie paintings. The purpose of the display was unknown, but the amount of work involved suggested whoever created it. Acting quickly, they returned to their van, carefully avoiding the vehicle altogether. To this day, no one has claimed responsibility for the bizarre setup, and no explanation has ever surfaced. Some believe it might have been an abandoned art project or remnants of a film set. Others fear it was intended for something far more sinister. Whatever the case, it clearly wasn't designed to be discovered by chance. But the question remains, if Gary and Amma hadn't turned back when they did, would that car have simply driven past? Or was someone already watching? And if that story gave you chills, brace yourself, because what comes next may be the most disturbing encounter ever caught on camera. That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us and stay tuned.